Most Airbnb fails, and it's not because of reviews or location. And people forget the number one thing. It's a real business. And let me tell you, when you go and you spend all this time on making your Airbnb perfect or pretty, and you forget the fundamental parts of an actual business, it gets really expensive and cost effectiveness goes all the way down to the toilet. So we're gonna talk about that today. Hit like and subscribe and follow me. So keep on listening, because at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how much this $1.3 million home makes me, and you'll be surprised. Oh, and by the way, here's a little pink flamingo mailbox. So like the number one thing that you could probably fix is your team, right? Like you want to have the ability to hire someone and have everything done as cheap as possible. You can't do that when you're paying them by the stay. And it looked like these people had a party. And just checking out the rooms. So like what are the cleaning costs, right? Like if you were to like do these cleanings one by one person doing like a fee per cleaning, it'll be like $60. But since I have everything hired full time and I got enough units to have that full time, it's $15 per cleaning, right? What else could you do to minimize costs? Instead of giving them a bunch of these little tiny shampoo bottles, how they do in the hotels, you give them these and you fill it up. You buy the gallon, or if you can get it in bulk, you buy that instead, right? It'll be a lot cheaper. So then those are like all these little things and tricks that you could minimize your cost on the little items, and then little items start to add up when you have a lot of units too. And how do you calculate your Airbnb income, right? Like that's number one. You found a location, you found a house, you got a price, you don't know how much it's gonna make. Most people, well, that are starting off, they're not gonna know, and unfortunately that's like the reality of it. So it's like a hands-on type of thing. But if you were to look somewhere, the best place you could look, and it's not AirDNA. I actually don't like AirDNA, because when you search up a neighborhood or whatever, it's going to show you a bunch of these properties that probably they're not even on the market anymore. They were professional hosts that probably ended up selling it once the market went up. AirDNA did not delete that information, so it still shows there as a comp. And then it's going to skew the numbers, because this business is really like person to person type of interaction. So you can have one host that has a proven model and they're killing it. Every unit they make, they're always making $5,000 a month, and then you try to copy the same thing and you're only doing 3. So like it's almost impossible to know exactly how much you're gonna make. But the best location that I could probably think of, which is what I use, is using Airbnb itself. You go on the calendar for a unit, you know, this unit's a block away. You try to book it, right? It's going to show you the exact price that they're trying to get. It's going to show you their fees. We're about to go into December, and it's open all December. It's open all January. It's open all February. And they got it for like $150 a night plus all these expensive fees. They're not renting. They're not making money. But if you go and you see another unit that's just down the road and it has a bunch of chopped block dates in between the calendar, those are bookings. Those are real bookings. You're not going to know exactly how many bookings they're getting a month, but that's going to give you a good idea of what price they're getting, and it's going to kind of guide you on what you're going to look on, like occupancy rates, or however you want to like see your pricing, right? Some people have extraordinary prices, but then they have disgusting cleaning fees, right? So they're empty that way. Some people just don't even change their pricing, and then they have like a very cheap cleaning, and then they're like booked till April, and we're just getting into December. So it's like, you know, you don't want to be too booked out, but you also don't want to be empty today, right? And you got to rent today or else. So that's basically it. One thing that you're like really striving to do in this business is economy of scale. So like when you have only one Airbnb, or like one house or a duplex, you know, so like less than 4 Airbnbs, it's really hard to run it as a business. You got to like do everything yourself. So you got a full-time job and you're trying to turn over 3-4 units. It gets really expensive, and that's where you have to climb this wall, because nobody, or at least that's my experience, I haven't found someone that's willing to work very little hours and then charge very little as well. So that's where you get the, oh, I'm gonna clean your unit for $60, and then you got 3 cleanings, and then it gets really expensive. So like economy of scale is like the number one thing. If you got less than 4 Airbnbs and you got a job that you really don't want to like go part-time on, then chances are you should probably not start Airbnb. You should wait till you have at least 5. Golden rule for me would be 7. With 7 Airbnbs, you can really transition into like a full-time business model. If you have like a job that you don't like, but you have the ability to open up 2-3 Airbnbs, then you could trade your job for this Airbnb stuff, right? And you're going to be working 100% on your Airbnb. You're going to be making the same or more as your little job, and then you could do it that way. But if you don't have the ability to go full-blown full business, it's better just to stay with regular rent. So thank you for getting this far into the video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't liked and subscribed, now is the time. And let's get to the juiciness. So like, how much is my flamingo house actually making? And there's another unit I just went into. They all kind of look like this. So that house makes on average about $9,700 a month. And my mortgage is $6,400. Between all the expenses, you have about another $1,000. And then that's it. You're left with around $2,000 of profit every month after paying for the cleaners and everybody else in between. So it's, you know, I think it's a good price. I think it's good earnings. If you go into like a ROI type of calculation, for me it's infinite because I already cashed out everything I put into it. So I got like an infinite return on it, but that's it. There's no more. Here's another unit. So like every single unit kind of looks the same, right? Towels, everything on the floor, dirty stuff, the whole nine. There's no one here. So it's like super easy. These are super easy turnovers. Here's the kitchen. When you're going through these units, usually I tell the cleaners to do it, but since I'm already here, I always tell them to open the blinds, get all that light in, and that's it. So if you want to learn how to run your Airbnb business like a business and not like a little hobby, follow me and I'll show you exactly how it's done.